It's a trucking, transportation, and lifestyle show like none other.
Man, you call this a life?
Road Gang Radio is back for another half hour of the best transpo show in the known universe.
We come in peace. Well, actually, we're falling to pieces.
Let's see if we can achieve liftoff, Phone Master Dre.
Oh, we sure can. From Nashville to NOLA, we're hanging out with you on Road Gang Radio with Jimmy Mack and Lindsay Lawler yet again.
Oh, LaRue, Lindsay LaRue, Lawler is here.
She's here, and she's done it again. She's found a cool person and kidnapped them and brought them to my home.
Perfect.
And it's, poor Dustin, our next guest, probably thought pulling up, well, this is how I die. This is it.
This is it. In a cul-de-sac.
You're not dead yet, though.
No, you got to get the interview first.
Right, that's right.
And they're like, we have on record that he was here willingly. He said he drove here.
Yes, he did.
It is. You don't get a lot of directions that say if you see horses, keep going.
Yes.
Like it was in the written documentation that I was like, but I do appreciate the heads up because I would have 100% thought this can't be right. But the good news is I also don't have a phone signal out here, so
No one knows. I could have let you get on my Wi-Fi, but
it's all right.
Okay.
No
one knows you're here. No one knows where you are.
Mm-hmm.
What could go wrong?
I don't even know if this is a real show I'm on.
Not. Nobody, we ask ourselves that every day, quite frankly.
We went to a lot of trouble, though, if you noticed, to put together a fake intro to make it all feel professional.
That was nice, guys.
Yeah, that was really well done.
Thank you very much. That's about being married to Claire. That's about my whole life right there, is like getting really cool sound designs that end up taking you down to a cul-de-sac in the middle of nowhere past horses. Welcome.
Well, I should introduce our guest, probably. That makes sense. So today I'm sitting across from, and you're sitting kind of across from, countercross, a comedian that I spotted a couple of years ago on Instagram, reached out, he responded to me, and then he was on our show, actually, when we were on the other platform. The other platform. And now he's doing comedy specials, he's touring the country, a podcast, a book. He's part of Nateland, one of our favorites around here, of course. His name is Dustin Nickerson. You might know him as the guy who makes marriage sound like stand-up. Husband with a mic, telling it like it is. He hosts a podcast with his wife, Melissa, called Don't Make Me Come Back There, where they break down parenting, marriage, and the daily absurdities of life. And yes, like I said, now part of Nate Bargatze's Nateland podcast network. He's also penned a book, How to Be Married to Melissa. We're going to talk about that. Not just how to be married. I don't need to tell me how to be married. How to be married to Melissa.
I like that, by the way.
Yeah, that's good.
Great.
And for those of you paying attention, he's got a lot. Well, I'll say that in a minute. I'm going to hold the phone on that. Okay. Ooh. And he's out on tour now. He's doing shows across the country, including a stop at Zany's in Nashville down the road from me this November. I love most is what he's like equal parts the guy you want to grab a beer with and someone whose stories make you feel less alone. You make me feel less alone.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Safe space.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. You live in the middle of the woods, so that's you're looking for any community you can get out here,
anything
whether it's digital or in person. So thank you. That was a very nice intro. You wrote that yourself. That wasn't given to you by us.
That was not. These people did not give it.
No, I don't have people.
And also go Mariners. He's wearing his Mariners hat here, Jimmy.
Yeah,
so.
go Mariners. So, yeah.
Oh, brother, I'm with you. You just won me over. You just won me.
Are you a Mariners fan?
I season tickets for 2 years when I lived there.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, go M's. Woo.
Oh, my God. And by the way, as I was saying this morning to another reporter who was on a show with us, I can't believe the fact that every game has been an absolute heart attack. Every single game has been an absolute heart attack.
We had a game where they were up 8-1 going into the ninth, and it still made me sweat. So I don't... Baseball is not meant to be watched that actively. It's not that kind of sport. You realize that in playoff baseball, where you're like, you're not supposed to watch every pitch. You're supposed to get there in like the second inning, grab a beer, grab a hot dog, do a lap, maybe if you're lucky, catch a home run or two, but you're not really there to hang on every pitch. And when you do, you're like, you're stressing out a second inning walk. You're like, I can't do this. I mean, my heart. I get to the point in the games where I turn the volume off, where I'm like, this is just too stressful for me.
Well, he's posting himself on Instagram too. Watching, I saw you watching the game, and I was nervous, intense for you. I mean, he's just hands on the face, like rocking, just everything's going to be okay. I'm safe.
I mean, no fan base. I mean, I don't know how much you guys want to talk about this, but no fan base, I mean, has had it worse than the Mariners. And there's no argument to be made. Like, everyone, what about, it's been a while for the Jays, too, and it's been a while for the and you're like, there's literally only one franchise that has never even gone to a World Series. Not won one, gone to one. And it's your Seattle Mariners, so... My Seattle Mariners, unfortunately. Sometimes you get mad that your parents had you where they did.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, man, you guys could have gotten on a plane, flown hour and 45 minutes down to the Bay, and I could have had 12 championships that I cheered for if I was a Bay Area sports fan.
What an interesting concept. If someone's pregnant, just to be like, I want to give them, I want them to be able to say this. Like, we don't have to live there, but we're going to.
We're flying to Boston. You're going to be born in Boston, and you're going to have a championship of one sport or another every 3 or 4 years or so, including about 4 dynasties. But no, Seattle it is.
I like that better than like my friend who is a huge Patriots fan, but she's not from there. I think people are annoying that cheer for somewhere they're not from.
Totally annoying.
I think that's annoying, right?
Yeah.
Like, why? Just because they're good, so you decided that's who I'm going to like? That's annoying to me.
That's annoying. No, I hate that.
Right?
I'm going to go on the record right now and saying somebody actually, and by the way, I was challenged, Dustin, I was challenged by somebody saying, well, why are you a Mariners fan? And I said, I had to tell them, I'm like, well, I lived there for 4 years and owned season tickets for 2. And they're like, okay, good enough. And I understand.
Yeah.
I understand being asked that question, though. It's like, what right do you have to suffer with us?
Yeah, and anytime, like, there's a lot of people who are, like, which I admire that you even took that burden on, by the way.
I got suckered like Doris Godwin Kearns got suckered by the Boston Red Sox. She showed up in 67. I showed up in 2000 and 2001, my friend.
Oh,
so I got
yeah.
to watch
We just went on, yeah.
Yeah, 116.
Good time.
Yeah.
That was a good time. Well, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Talk about old bait and switch. You showed up literally the year one of what would become the longest playoff drought in professional sports history.
Yep.
Not baseball. Any professional sport did not go on as long of playoff drought as the Mariners started the year you started cheering.
I know. And basically, I got to.
Is it your fault?
No, it's not my fault. I wish it was.
now?
No, because
Okay.
they hadn't done anything much before then except for the wonderful refuse to lose of 95. And by the way, as you can tell, when I go in on somebody, I go in on them. I know what
Yeah,
I mean.
that's very admirable. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And by the way, when you pick somebody, you got to live with where you pick. That's the other thing, too. You can't be like, I'm done here. It's like Lindsay and the Cowboys.
I don't want to talk about that. Or the Sooners. I don't want to talk about that either. I do want to, it's kind of the same with comedian, though. When you go, especially, I'm flipping, so did you like that?
It was
transition?
subtle. I
Flip
like
it?
that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's not subtle if you point it out, though. So that's less cool.
It was subtle.
Thank you.
You had it, you lost it.
I
We're
know,
back.
I did. But no, I feel that way about like it with a band or a comedian, or when you find like that, you dive into coming up when they'll, we all go through our ups and downs and what's happening. But you feel like, I'd like to feel like I'm part of your success.
I think you are. I credit people all the time.
But I mean, in a sense that, and I guess jokes outside, when you find someone, and I've shared your stuff with other people,
Yeah.
and and that's what with our show or with my music, like you feel that
You are any fan, any platform, any person who's ever shared any clip or sent it to is 100% part of it. Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah.
Genuinely. No, I mean that. I mean, therefore, when you said you messaged me and you responded, like that was me, and it will always be me. Like you want to respond. I mean, if you don't have time for fans, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, and at a certain point, there will be like maybe so many messages that you can't respond to, and I get more than I used to. But I've never understood people who, didn't want to take a picture or something like that. I mean, but I mean, I guess to each their own. But there is that frame, what was I'm trying to remember who was the reluctant pop star in the 80s. You got to have faith. George Michael.
Oh, George Michael.
George Michael.
The reluctant pop star.
That there was an article called him that I think it was in Rolling Stone, penned about the reluctant pop star, and he talked about the burden of fame and stuff like that. And there's this great letter that Frank Sinatra writes him, and he was like, it was essentially like, count your blessings, you idiot.
Worst problem.
Like he's like, remember like when it was just like you and one table and the vacuum in the background, like, and you're gonna tell me about like the reluctant pop star, like anyone who's had a grind on the come up and has done those like half full rooms, or not even half full, 10 people rooms, comp shows, drunks, you know, just trying to, you know, like you'll always be very, very grateful for anyone ever bought a ticket, shared a link, sent a text to a friend, said you got to check this guy out. So genuinely, I mean that. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, and our audience is great about sharing. They're commenting over in the chat now. They're great. I mean, like, 'cause truck drivers specifically are the OG social media we always talk about. They're like, I just saw this guy. I mean, he'll get on the CB. I just saw Dustin in Nashville. You got to check him out in Kansas next week or whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, you're about to hit Kansas several nights in a row. Okay, so Jim, I know you've read the book. I've read the book. We've listened to the podcast. Let's start with, because again, the book is called How to Be Married to Melissa. Now, you talk so much about marriage. Like, I talk about my husband, Seamus, on here, but it's not a bit. This is just like me venting about my husband in a safe space that's totally not safe in front of a lot of people that he didn't sign up for. But it's part of your whole makeup and how it's become what it's become. I appreciate that it's in parentheses, Melissa. So let's talk about the parentheses and what does it say to you about the individuality of marriage? The idea that, you know, each relationship is its own universe.
Right. Well, yeah, the premise of this book is that marriage books are stupid. Because no one could ever tell you how to be in a relationship. Because everyone is unique in its own, and it's two sets of individuals and their stories and their biologies and their idiosyncrasies and everything that's interesting and different about them. So you never just get terrible. It comes from that idea of where sometimes you just get like terrible marriage advice.
Yeah, because like every marriage is completely different, and you guys got married really young.
Really young, and I go out of my way in that book to not divorce shame. And I say in there, and I mean this in my heart, that sometimes the very best thing for a relationship is for it to end. I think there's no harm. I mean, I shouldn't say harm, but like sometimes that's what's right.
Louis C.K. does a great bit on that.
Yeah.
Like never say, I'm so sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, but I also put in there, because we got young, I feel incredibly lucky that it's worked out and that we have grown in a compatible way, because a lot of people, for whatever reason, they get married young, military, religion, pregnancies, all the reasons, from Kentucky, whatever it may be, the reasons that you get married young. A lot of the time, it came from the best of intentions and hearts and love. You grew different. I mean, we got married 6 years before I had a fully developed brain. You don't get a full brain till you're like 25. There's 6 years. We had kids before we had brains, which is crazy. So we got married young, and I consider it like, yes, there was hard work and lots of compassion and growth and empathy and all the things that make a relationship worse. But there is also just some dumb luck that we've worked out so far.
Lindsay.
And also, I think it's like doing a bit saying like, you also did it quickly because you quickly realized I need to sort of capture this woman. And
right.
Sort of serious, sort of joking.
No, there is a little bit of both. I mean, my wife is I was like, I need this woman to swear to God. Like, I want to add red tape. At least make it difficult. So when she looks at like, what am I doing? But then you're like, gosh,
there's a lot of hoops.
Government forms are such a hassle. I probably got to go get on some website. I got to change my name back. All our accounts are linked.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. You think about how hard it is to find a password. You're like, God. I gotta go back to my old name again.
I'll do it better in the next life.
Lindsay,
Fine.
Lindsay, it's kind of like the military people we talk to and talk about all the time. These guys and gals join the military at like 19 or 20, and then they get through 20 years and they hit their retirement age and they think they're old, and then they look around and realize, oh, wait, my whole life is still ahead of me. So the good news might be, in fact, that you guys are actually hitting your peak performance style right when you're still young. That you've got
if you
that
divorce,
20...
you have a whole second half of your life to find
yeah.
It's stuff to look forward to. I mean,
well, yeah, these 40s are supposed to be like the new 30s or whatever. I don't know. They keep saying that. I think they just keep saying it to make us feel better about how we'll never own a home. They're like, no. 50s is the new 20s. You're like, how much are we going to keep moving the goal line back? And they're like,
as long as I say we will.
As long as they can. Yeah. So
who are they? Okay. So I'm curious too. If you like, what's the one, since marriage is such a stick, which I think marriage humor is the funniest, maybe for people, not for people who aren't married, but also for people who aren't married.
No,
I mean, it's relationship humor.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you do it really well. Nate does it great. Like that's the stuff I'm always drawn to.
Who?
Sorry. Yeah, we're sort of obsessed with him around here. By we, I mean me. And just do well. I love it. Like my husband and I on road trips, we want to listen to comedians. We listen to you on a road trip back to Texas one day. Like that's and you're like the calling out of things makes me feel like, oh, it makes you feel seen in the best way. But I'm curious, what's one truth about marriage or parenting that you still can't make funny yet? Like, what's too real that you haven't been able to go there yet? Is there anything?
Sorry, you hear a dog
my
grumble
dog,
in the
my
back.
French
Yeah.
bulldog snoring in the back.
That's a great question. What's funny about marriage that or one truth that I haven't been able to make funny yet? My wife has in our relationship, and this is with the kids too, they have like veto power on jokes. Like any joke that they hear that they're like, I don't like that. You got to stop telling that. And I go, okay. And I try not to, because, I had them before the comedy career, and ideally
they didn't
I have.
sign up.
Yeah, and they didn't sign up for them, but they also kind of, know the game at this point. There's one that I'm trying to. There are certain things that like crowds will get uncomfortable with, and I totally.
Me.
Yeah. Anything to do, and I think it might just, Santino told me once, Andrew Santino's a very funny comic, his Bad Friends is a huge podcast. He told me once, and he goes like, sometimes people just don't want to hear that joke from you. Like it might be a good joke, but they just aren't comfortable hearing it from you and your persona and, your relationship or whatever. And I think what it is I have never, if I get anything too specific to like my wife and I in the bedroom, I can get around the bedroom.
You go around it.
I can get near the bedroom, but we cannot enter the bedroom because they go, we know you, we like you. We know your wife, we like your wife. We both see you on camera. We laugh along with you. We want no more details beyond that because you're like our couple friend that we just, it's very similar to like, I think when you have a friend, when you're like, when you're like young or people are in a relationship, people like talk shop. Nobody wants me to talk shop about any details that do or do not happen. So I've tried a few times to get closer to a bit specifically in there. Like I had a bit recently. I don't know, how clean do you have to be on this ish?
You're fine.
You're fine.
I told a bit recently about how my wife and I took the kids snorkeling, and I really struggled with it because I couldn't coordinate the breathing, and I couldn't coordinate the gagging, and I couldn't coordinate, like I kept getting salty fluids all over my face and my eyes, and I got out, I was like, this is really hard, and my wife just looked at me like, yeah, it's not that easy, is it? And I've tried that bit a few times, and crowds are like laughing along, but they're like, nope, we don't want to go that far. I think it's because
it's you.
Because it's me. And it's Melissa, too. They just don't want to get to know us that well. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Yeah, because my initial reaction, do you mind if my husband films us here a little bit?
How are you?
Just
Yeah, no worries.
That's the guy who will be tying you up when we kidnap you later.
Great.
Yes, just
great. Yeah. He did ominously walk by the window too about it. When you were like, "What makes you uncomfortable, Dustin?" And then I go, "This
We're
this
gonna
does."
do it to the umpteenth degree. No, I'm curious because in my head, I'm like, when I'm engaged, I feel like I engaged in a talent or somebody. I feel like I want to know everything, but I guess you're right. If you've built a career, it'd be like if your favorite rock artist is like, now I'm going to try folk or something.
Yeah.
Like, but that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think I think that particularly our podcast listeners and people who've read the book, they feel like they know us. And when you're friends with somebody, when you're friends with both of the people in the couple, there is a line of where you want to go to. You don't want to know too much. That's where I feel like with my audience specifically, again, very similar to like if I have like a comic friend guy who's like, dude, last night me and this girl, we got crazy. And then I'm like, yeah, dude, me and Mel. And they're like, shut up, man. Dude, we went to your house for the Super Bowl party. Like those hands, I don't want to know where her hands have been.
She made my queso.
She made the queso, man. She's in the PTA. Relax. All right, that's fair. So
I get it.
that's where I found personally. But I think you brought up like someone like Louis. Louis has made a career off of that.
Right.
But I think that people have gotten used to me presenting me and my family in a certain way that even though there's like a lot of griping, it's still like respectful and still just like we're respecting that there is a certain line that we will not cross. And it's not even about clean or dirty comedy. It's just like, dude, we don't want to go there with you.
Yeah, fair enough. That's not what we're made. Because there is a part, I'm trying to remember in the book, where you talk about, and I think you pulled it, kind of referenced Mike Birbiglia, who I love his specials, by the way, as well. He's so great. Because it's...
Yeah, Mike's
like,
unbelievable,
he's so great. And he does that, which you do as well. You kind of forget that, to me, I sometimes forget you're a comedian, but I mean it in the best way because I'm just like so enveloped in the story and I'm laughing and it's like, it's this kind of roller coaster of emotions because it is such real life. Mm-hmm. He does it as well, but he referenced being that I think the tennis
tennis player. Yeah. Sex is like tennis. This is a Mike Birbiglia joke that you want a partner on a similar talent level as you. Yeah. You're just like, hey man, you got like an underhand serve or something?
Can we try that again?
Yeah, I'm not really getting anything over here.
So basically what we're saying is that people are much more comfortable with the struggles of everyday life and the joys of the little victories and not the triumphs of the bedroom.
Yeah, and if they are, like I have a joke, this is the type bedroom joke that crowds like from me, where I have a joke about one of the hard things about your kids getting older is they stay up late. And if you're trying to keep that like spark alive in the bedroom late at night, that's a challenge because this is a true story. I had a very like frank conversation with my teenage son where he's like, hey dad, can I stay up late tonight? I was like, I mean, you could stay up late, but like I wouldn't recommend it. Like the fan can only get so loud, so it's up to you, buddy. And so, but that's
and you really had that conversation.
A version of it. But we've gotten to the door of the bedroom.
Got it.
That's it.
Got it.
That's as far as my audience will go with me. Obviously, other comedians do other things, but so that's as close as they'll let me get.
Yeah, what is it? The punchline is the kid with the headsets on for Call of Duty playing it so loud that they can hear nothing.
Yeah, ideally. Yeah, you're like, no, just go be at war.
Yeah, my kid's deaf, but at least
yeah. No, just go overseas and fight. I don't know, be at war in the Middle East for some reason instead of hearing what's going on next door.
What has brought you, by the way? You're sitting over there in the holler, in the cul-de-sac. I'm sure there are people who are expecting you to be back at some point. What you doing over in Nashville? What's going on?
I have a gig tonight. It's like a fundraiser gig. I'm not sure a ton of the details. Sorry.
And it's not you guys can't come anyway, so it doesn't matter.
You can't leave the room. By the way,
but it worked out for us. Yeah, we got to kidnap him. And
if a comedian's working on a Monday, it's usually. He's getting a check. He's getting a check he's happy with. If you got me on Nashville on a Monday, I'm like, nice.
I was trying to figure it out. Either that or you're here, like coming back to court because for something.
Yeah, right? No. I was in the Bay this last weekend. I had shows at the Punchline Thursday, Friday, Saturday in downtown SF, and then my son goes to college at San Jose State, which is right there.
Let that sink in. 40-year-old man. Son going to college.
Yeah, crazy, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. And so we were all up in the Bay, my whole family was, and then I sent them on a plane back down to San Diego where we live, and then I hopped on a plane out here yesterday because I have a gig tonight. So and for this, obviously.
And obviously, he came in just for this, just to be kidnapped. He is on the road. You can head over to DustinNickerson.com. We're talking to Dustin Nickerson. I have kidnapped him here. He's got shows in Kansas City, Seattle, Corvallis, Oregon.
Yeah. Apparently I'm big in Corvallis. We sold out 2 theater shows in Corvallis.
Big in Corvallis.
Go Beavers.
Hey, by the way, dude, on a completely non-sarcastic, non-ironic thing, I don't know you, and I'm proud of you, dude. You're 40 years old. You're making a living at this, and you got a son in college. I mean, these people must be, for all the jokes you make, must be incredibly proud of you, man. I mean, you busted your ass to get to this point, and it's really cool.
That's very kind. Thank you.
That's the truth.
No, I mean, I am exceedingly grateful. When I started, I try and tell myself this all the time, and that you think of your goals when you started. You know, and my original goal was, if I can do this as a full-time job, I won. That's it.
Yeah.
If everything after having a job that you care, because, you know, any comedian, I get so mad. I'm just, that Frank Sinatra rant that I went on, that same thing. I get so mad when comedians complain about comedy. This is the easiest job in the world.
Oh.
This is
it's the hardest form of entertainment.
Oh God,
I would think.
no! It's not if you like it.
Well, okay, fair.
If you like it, it's fun.
Okay.
What's more fun than making people laugh? Have you ever made a group of people laugh and be like, "Whoa, what a burden I carry"?
Lindsay's never done that.
Yeah, what a burden I carry. The hardest form of entertainment. Yeah, go tell that to someone roofing today. Like, you know, like.
But from an entertainment standpoint, it gives me diarrhea thinking about going out on stage and doing that.
No, go. The travel is so hard. Go look at the guy cleaning up your piss in the airport, and then tell me how hard your job is. Oh, I got on this airplane, and then what? You got in your little adult high chair, and somebody brought you snacks. And you watched a movie for 4 hours?
Hey,
I got to wear my compression socks because it's bad for. Shut up. I don't have a boss. It's the dream. This is the one thing I had to do today, and for the record, I was still late to it.
That is true.
I am so grateful for this job, and anything as far as like fans and money and, you know, cool things like TV stuff and specials and that, like, that's all gravy. But thank you for saying that, because I think that is, you know, a genuine attitude that I try and carry. So that's a good reminder.
Well, we have people on the show because we want you to like them and then go see them, obviously. He's got specials out as well. All the information's at DustinNickerson.com. He's out on tour now. Buy the book. You can download.
You can listen to it all too. We got people in trucks driving around everywhere. We're on Spotify. I have 2 albums on Spotify that you can listen to as well on there, or wherever people listen.
And do you have the book as
the audio book is out there as well? You know.
How to Be Married to
give
Melissa.
me and Bezos a little money.
Why not?
He needs it.
He needs it.
Don't we all? We all need.
Hey,
Bezos
listen, he's rich, but I've made my marriage work better than he did.
Well, that, and also I was going to say, if he gets a little richer, but it also helps you, then that's fine. He's fine already, so give him
fine. He's fine. Let him buy a new newspaper or whatever he does.
Fine.
I don't know.
Everything's fine. How fun! Don't you wish we could have well, if I kidnap him, I guess we could have him longer around here, Joe.
Every day. Just forever.
We're gonna work on it. We're gonna work on it, Lindsay. Just keep talking to him, and at some point we can put something over his mouth. And bye.
Dustin Nickerson, everybody, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. This was awesome. Thank you so much.
DustinNickerson.com. Check him out. Go see him on tour. I will be there at Zanies in November. He's got a couple shows at Zanies. Wherever you live, you'll be able to find him.
I'm out there, yeah.